Amanda.
I am Jordan.
And welcome to our 5-year anniversary celebration. Today we're going to talk to the man behind it all, and find out a little history on the station.
We also talked to two longtime hosts, Rob Grossi and Kathy Bruce.
Yep. Corey drops by, but not to cook, and Don Pratt of Policing York Region will stop by to join us as well.
We also talk with longtime volunteer Archie DeRitter, host, of course, Angel Morgan, and Lori Carrier. She's also on the show today, too.
And we bring Jillian Barker into focus ourselves, and we're joined by former host Patty Parsons as well.
That's pretty cool. We also take a look back at all the years of Georgina Life with former hosts Jen Anderson and Joe Connors. That's all coming up on this episode of Georgina Life.
Day for Georgina Life and Rogers TV. Georgina, am I too loud for you?
No, I was acting surprised.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is?
But it was also a big day for Rogers TV Georgina on Monday when we were here to watch the Ward 1 elections. And on Wednesday today, it looks like we were there for something even more important. Let's take a peek at that.
Please, we're going to get this meeting started. If I can...
Raise your right hand, please. I, Charlene Biggerstaff.
I, Charlene Biggerstaff.
Do solemnly promise.
Do solemnly promise.
And declare.
And declare.
Municipality.
In this municipality.
And that I have not received.
And that I have not received.
And will not receive.
And will not receive.
Any payment.
That was, of course, host of 10 Yoga, Charlene Biggerstaff, being sworn in as Ward 1 councillor for 2017.
Yay.
And you can do that to me all episode
Yes,
today, aren't you?
absolutely.
So then, challenge accepted. I'm going to continue doing it to you, of course. The Georgina Rogers TV studio has been around for, of course, 5 years. And the man that has been there since the very beginning is sitting with us today, supervising producer Jim Anderson. Jim, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for being a part of and creating this amazing community-based TV station.
Thanks for hiring us.
Thanks for getting us off the streets.
Oh, you owe me both.
But Jim, can you tell us how you got involved in the Rogers TV Georgina studio and like the family here?
So in just before Christmas, December 2011, I was told there was going to be a station up here, and would I consider running the station? So I pondered that all Christmas holidays. Came back in 2012. Was given the gig and was told I had 6 weeks to get us on the air. So, by the end of February of 2012, early March, we were on the air with 5 shows. That included things like Kathy Bruce's Georgina Blooms, Civic Centered with Rob Grossi, and That's My Story with Jennifer Anderson.
And one of your first shows, I was actually on.
You were actually on.
That's
That
was my
right.
first
on
TV
the social
gig
scene.
on the social scene.
Yes, with Arian. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we came a long way. It was later that summer. I got another staff person to help me out. We had some volunteers who kind of followed me up from the Richmond Hill station, and then over time, Johnny Russell and Jeremiah Breton joined the team. So now we're a giant staff of 3. But we've got almost 40 volunteers between technical volunteers like you would have on the cameras, co-op students, right to community producers and hosts. All of our hosts are volunteers, so yeah.
That we are.
We had talked about how Rogers TV, our Georgina station here, our studio here, is always looking for volunteers, for people to come out, and they can. How would they get a hold of to do something like that?
RogersTV.com is where you go. On our homepage, on the Georgina homepage, you can see I want to volunteer. I want to propose a show. I want a copy of a show. There's all kinds of information there. But yeah, we're nothing without our volunteers. There's obviously, with the 3 of us as staff, in most cases, there's one staff person directing the show. Everybody else is volunteer. Audio, graphics, green room. We have some great green room ladies. Anita's out there today.
Yeah.
And they're really loud out there, by the way.
They're really loud.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got half of the Rogers TV hosts here.
It's hard to find good
And,
guests, and I don't know what we did with those guys
we
out
can
there,
hear
but
you.
we can hear you. Lori. Anyway. So yeah, we're so dependent on our volunteers, and that's why we are successful, is because of people like yourselves, people like the crew here today, and all those people in the green room, the people you'll see later in the show. That's why we are successful, because our mandate is to be local, hyper-local, all about Georgina, and that's what we do. We think we do it well, and I owe everything to my success in the last 5 years to those people. They put us on the map.
Yeah, what's interesting is we were talking about the by-election that had happened earlier this week,
Yeah.
and how Rogers TV Georgina was there from start to finish with the election results. And there isn't a lot of community stations out there that do that, and being sort of a forerunner, a leader, I guess, I keep saying leader of the community when it comes to things and people that do that, but Georgina, Rogers TV Georgina is a leader in the community, bringing people in and letting people know about events that they never would have known.
That's where we shine, where we can do a debate for the 10 candidates, where we can do an election night coverage, where we can do 5 House League hockey games like we did last Sunday. You'll see them in the next couple of weeks on the channel. We have great community partners. The library next door, the arena, the Stephen Leacock Theatre. The town of Georgina has been great to work with. So without all those partnerships, we can't do what we do.
Well, thank you very much, Jim, for doing what you did. Stick around because we talk with Rob Grossi and Kathy Bruce next. Our next guests are people that are totally annoying. Kathy Bruce and Rob Grossi are sitting with us today. Hey guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Welcome to the dating game.
I'm so happy you came to annoy me. It is your call whether or not our next guests bloom. See how I did that?
Oh,
Anyway,
that was pretty good.
the host, of course.
Kroner.
Guys are killing me.
Oh,
You know what? Ask your question. I'm done.
Kathy, tell us how you got involved. How did you get bloomed into bloom?
Jim.
Okay, Kat,
next question.
you're one of the chattiest people I know. Let's elaborate on that.
Jim used to call, I would go down to Richmond Hill studio if someone was not able to show up, because I was never like the wanted guest. I was like, if no one shows up.
No one shows
Jim
up,
would
I'll
ask,
fill
yeah.
you should be on another
yeah.
show. Lay down on the couch for a while. We'll talk about it. Yeah.
So I would go to Richmond Hill, and I was working at the garden center, so I'd bring a ton of plants and have a 10-minute stint about plants, and I did that a number of times. And then when Jim got the job for opening a studio here, him and Jen came to our house and said, you could have a show now or never. And I looked at Jen, because she was very professional and not afraid to be in front of the camera and so on. And we all think about what are other people going to think. And I guess I was of an age where I don't give a.
Okay, you're eating in my time. Okay. Can you finish up quick?
So, yeah. So we started in February.
You started a
Gardening
show in February.
And we did like 4 shows the first time, 4 shows in one day. And by the end, I understood the signals, sort of, kind of. I still don't get those.
It's when the cameraman kicks you to let you know, like,
No,
stop,
Jeremiah
stop
makes
talking.
bird songs, or the students have been on the ground going,
How did I get paired up with her?
because you love me.
I know, I do.
We're the only one that can handle each other.
This was a strategic move.
Oh my God. I know, thanks a lot. I love Kathy.
Now, Rob, of course, you are host here on Georgina, Rogers TV, Georgina, Your Town, Your Call. How did you get involved?
Well, this used to be the town offices, if you remember. This used to be our council chambers when we were doing the renovation of the council chambers. So my desk was over there as the mayor.
Over in the corner.
Over in the corner, yeah, over the corner.
I'm just pointing out over the corner.
So,
You spent a lot of time in the corner, didn't you, Rob?
This was the council chambers, and then when the whole issue came up, and Jim and everybody else, and Rogers took it over, Jim and I had a discussion about communications in the town of Georgina and how we better communicate. We came up with the idea of doing a show called Civic Centered, where I would interview town staff about what their jobs were and their responsibilities of the town. And it actually worked out really well. We would tape 6 shows a day and do them in the council chambers, which had been refurbished by that point in time. And it was great. And then from there, there was the balloons are falling. From there, after the election that I was unsuccessful in, we did a show, started to Your Town, Your Call, which has been, I think, 3 seasons now. It's great.
Yeah, it's
pretty informative.
When we're talking about how this, was originally, like the chamber and your office, it's funny to think about how the Rogers TV Georgina studio has become a creative hub for all of the people there, starting with the people that really shape, in the behind the scenes with the councillors and the mayor.
So, yeah.
So it's funny how this specific studio started in that respect.
Yeah.
And you had talked about your desk was in the corner. I'm going somewhere with this.
Here we go.
The triangular hat.
We'll be back in a moment. We'll be back. Thanks for watching.
And you find it's like a turnaround. It's a turnabout because the Your Town, Your Call is, again, in the corner.
Yeah,
No one puts Robbie in the corner.
Yeah, I know. Well, this was the Literacy Center for Georgina when it was originally built, and they occupied this space for a long time. They made great use of it before they went down to the Brower building, and then after that it sat vacant for a little while until we were renovating the council chambers and became the council chambers for about 2 years. So it's had numerous uses, but its use today is so important to this community because it's the communications tool for the town of Georgina. You guys do a great job in making sure that people understand the importance of locals. It's all about Georgina. It's all about having that communication.
And the shows bring every aspect of Georgina, outside, inside, political, fun, events that are going on. This has become so very important because the newspaper has moved away from being just Georgina, and now it encompasses Richmond Hill and
Very
Markham
well
and
put
so
there. Yeah, that was well put
every
there.
now and then, Rob.
And if you have any gardening questions, Kathy loves to be stopped in Zares, anywhere in the town. Just pull her over. Hey, my tomato plants, they're not doing that well. What do?
Buy
You have to
new ones.
You water them. Oh, you have to water them. Yeah.
But we actually joked when I first started the show in September. We joked because Jordan was going on vacation right away, and when Jordan had started in January the following year, Jen had gone away right away, and you were our
Go-to scary person.
We're like, oh boy, you got Kathy Bruce
Wait,
to be your first.
I know what that means.
Thank you for watching Dating Georgina. This is Rob Gressy with Kathy Bruce here. You'll see us around town. Ask us whatever the hell you want to ask. See you later.
That's awesome.
See ya.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. See, I paused. I knew it was that was very loud.
Sorry, audio. Sorry.
Now we're back with Corey Dern of Cooking with Corey, who I don't think has ever sat on our red couch, and host of Policing York Region, Don Pratt. 2 of our favorites, and I think our whole room out there is filled with some of our favorites, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us on.
Yes, thank you.
2 of our favorites, but some of our favorites. I don't know. I'm not on board with you today.
Yeah.
She's saying that to everyone, but the truth is it's us. But we're acknowledging that you say it to everyone with the knowledge that it's really us.
We'll share that.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
All right. So, Don.
You're my favorite. You're my favorite. You're my favorite.
Don, as the host of Policing York Region,
Yes.
how did you get involved with Rogers TV?
So it started out with volunteering with York Regional Police. This is our 11th year volunteering. I have a team of about 20 other volunteers that get out, and basically we act as ambassadors to York Regional Police. One of those roles is on the District Community Liaison Committee that's hosted up at 3 District, and the supervising producer of this station, Jim Anderson, came to one of our meetings. At the end of it, stands up, that stuff belongs on TV.
You're the one to do
And
it.
there you go, yeah. And I was the one to do it, yeah.
And you were deathly afraid of public speaking.
Yeah, I don't do public speaking.
Yeah.
In fact, I was telling you earlier, I just, it's not my thing at all. Not a fan of cameras. So pick me as a host. The rest has been history. We've been loving it. It's been a great show. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, Corey, of course, you have your own show, Cooking with Corey. I believe you're the host of that show. How did you get involved with Rogers TV?
You know, it's really funny, and I'm lucky because they happened to start their first year before the studio. They were shooting out of the art gallery, and I happened to have a cafe that was just down the street. And they said, "Hey, would you like to be on TV?" And I said, "Okay, and what do I have to bring?" And they said, "Nothing fancy, just if you could show, the beginning of a meal, how to make the meal, and then the finished product, that'd be awesome. And if you could do it in 5 minutes, even better." And I said, "Great," and I did it, and it was so awesome. What a wonderful experience working with that crew that they invited me back, and the rest is history.
That's, excuse me, it's really cool how little things like that spiral into amazing shows and ideas, because Jim had mentioned to us a little earlier, supervising producer Jim Anderson had mentioned that a lot of the shows that exist now on Rogers TV Georgina were initially guests on Georgina Life. And,
Yes,
and
so thank you.
Oh, hey, you're welcome. No problem. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
Yeah, you've
You've been here longer than we have.
You're welcome for everything we've done for you. But it's, and going even from, Jim was also talking about, how every show is different. And Kathy mentioned that it encapsulates everything about Georgina. So when you have someone two opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of hosting, Policing York Region and Cooking with Corey, what an amazing thing that this studio does, and has two amazing hosts to do it.
You do have a very diverse lineup of shows on Rogers Georgina.
We really do.
Right.
Yeah, it's true, absolutely true.
And we were just talking outside how this is really, even though people come from different places and then they, come together and congregate here, that really there's a sense of family. It's just
And it's community, right?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
A really great community, and I'm so honored and proud to be a part of it.
We always talk about the Rogers TV family when we,
Yes.
and it is true. We're a family within a family, which is of course the community of Georgina and all of my Georgina tears, because that's it's
They're all
important.
his.
They're all mine, every one of them. They're all mine. I should run for mayor in the next election. No.
Okay.
But we can't thank you enough for coming on today, telling us a little bit about the history, about how you ended up being a part of Rogers TV Georgina. And you guys should stick around, because later in the show, we're going to be talking with Jen and Joe. But coming up right after this, we're going to be talking with a volunteer and another host and a community producer.
And there's cake, so stay here.
Cake.
You're up.
Welcome back to Georgina Life, of course, our 5-year anniversary. I was expecting Amanda to blow on the horn thing. They're all I feel like they're all creeping behind me. Of course, our studio couldn't run without some of the amazing volunteers, and one of those amazing volunteers, of course, is community producer Laurie Carrier. Thank you very much for coming on today, talking a little bit about your history. How did you get involved with Rogers TV?
Originally, we were on the very first show, which was at the gallery in Sutton at the time, the art gallery, and my daughter was a guest. And she was on with, at that time, was Jen and Joe. and I was doing the Georgina Hair Challenge. And she was one of the very first guests to be on the show. And since then it evolved, and a couple of years later I found myself as community producer for Mummy Talk, and then from there onto Family in Focus with Jillian, and it's just been great. So 5 years, yeah. Wow.
No getting rid of you.
Hopefully not.
No one wants to get rid of Lori. We
No,
love Lori.
thank you, but I love it here, and everybody, they're all family. It's true. It's a Rogers family.
It is true.
And 5 years, it's gone by quick. So it's gone by really, really fast, and it's been interesting and fun, and great people that you get to meet in the community. It makes it even more worthwhile. So we thank all of them for making it possible, and look forward to lots more shows with everybody in the future for Family in Focus and everything else that might come in for GL. And
Right on.
yeah, we've done good.
All right.
We're gonna swap you out with one of our longest standing.
The longest standing.
The
Archie,
longest
where is he?
standing.
Oh, he's way behind
There's
me.
Archie.
Come on over here, buddy. Now you have to stand. Archie, of course, you are literally one of the longest standing volunteers in the Rogers TV family. Can you tell us a little bit how you got involved in the Rogers?
Yes, I used to do little home videos at home, and they weren't very good. So Rogers had advertising in the local paper looking for camera people. So I applied as to be a volunteer. Granted, I didn't have any experience, so I started from the bottom and worked up. So for a number of years, I did hockey games in Bradford on Sunday evenings, and from there I went on. And at that time, it was called Newmarket Television, and then I continued on with that, learned how to use the cameras and stuff like that, did some specialty shows. Matter of fact, I even did the first show for the Richmond Hill, I forgot off the top of my head what it was called, Daytime, that's right. Matter of fact, Jim Anderson was the director at the time, too.
Whoa.
So,
Wow. So how many years in total have you been
well,
volunteering with us?
it's probably over 25. I don't know the exact number. I can't remember.
I know I speak for Jordan and the rest of the Georgina Life crew. Whenever you walk through those doors, we're like, yes, let's do the show. So, I mean, we all thank you so much for always being there.
Okay, thank you very much, and I enjoyed everybody's company and the shows that they have. They have new ones. Some come and some go. I mostly like hockey and soccer and stuff like that.
And Georgina Life.
I usually like it when the camera is moving around. When you do a studio show, you don't. You just have one shot. You make a little adjustment here or there. But like hockey, is a lot of action, and I really like doing hockey. And I've done rugby and soccer, tennis.
You can't name shows because all the hosts are here. So then, I just like the sporting events. Well, Archie, thank you very much for all the work that you do here for our Rogers TV Georgina family. We're going to talk to one of our hosts, of course. So I'm going to scoot you. You pick a side. You go that way, this way. It doesn't matter to me. Of course, Raising Energy host Angel Morgan is over here. There you go.
Hello.
Angel, of course, host of Raising Energy. Can you tell us how you got involved with Rogers TV?
I can. I'm probably one of the more quirky hosts that we have.
There's a few of us.
There's a few of us. This is true. I shouldn't say that. I actually was doing One Dark Night with the Georgina Historical Society. This was my second year that I was doing it, and I thought this is a really great forum to have some fun, and I had invited some friends out and that kind of stuff, and the day after, I was doing a spot on Georgina Life to promote my new office at the time in Newmarket because I had just moved up here. And I was speaking with Jen Anderson, who was the host at the time, and she goes, I have someone... Thanks! that I have to meet. And so she said, I had come to see your show last night. It was really, really great. And I said, oh, that's wonderful. She goes, I want you to meet someone. So I met her husband, Jim. And he goes, yeah, I didn't get to see the show last night. I really wanted to, but I had to stay home babysitting. So I said, you are a good dad. You are a good husband. And so we started talking, and I told him I had an idea for a show and what have you. And that was over the Christmas holidays. We kind of thought about it, and I came back, and we had another chat, and I looked at him, I went, are you telling me I have a TV show, like a real live TV show? He goes, yeah, it's yours. And someone had told me, who was in Aurora, it was another host, she goes, if Jim Anderson produces your show, you are in the best hands you will ever be in. He goes, he is an angel. And you know what? Over the time, yeah, it's true. It's true.
We've got to So stick with us and we're going to be back with more celebration fun. We're hearing more and more about supervising producer Jim Anderson's persuasive personality as we go forward with more of our guests. And now we are joined with Jillian Barker, host of Family in Focus, and former host Patty Parsons. Thank you so much both for coming on and joining in the festivities tonight.
Yeah, totally.
Are you having a blast out there so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great hanging out with everybody.
And seeing everybody.
Yeah.
You see them more than I do, but it's really nice
I
to be
don't
back.
see anybody. I'm here at night. I don't see anybody.
Okay, so it's really fun seeing everybody.
Everybody here.
Now, Jillian, Family in Focus, of course, is one of the newer parenting shows here at Rogers TV. Can you tell us how you got involved?
Funny you should mention the strong arming. Jim. He was a little relentless, actually. Jim talked to me about doing a show a few years ago, and I was just too busy. I had so many things going on all the time. And Jim said, no, it'll be good, it'll be easy, you don't have to do very much, just come, just try, da-da-da-da-da. And he was very persuasive and persistent. And then, I started to think about it, and I thought, oh, you know what, there's so much that parents come and talk to me about. And I thought, well, as a psychotherapist, they come
Yeah, I was
and
going to say, because you're a psychotherapist in your everyday
and do
life.
groups and all kinds of things. And I thought it really might be helpful up in Georgina because it's so hard with the bedroom community, and it's hard for folks to come out to groups or, get support. So I thought, we'll see what it's like, and hopefully people like it.
Yes.
You're still on the air, right? So
I'm still in love.
Thanks for coming, but no. And I was a guest on Patty's show a few times as well. And I figured, well, if they keep asking me to come back, I can't be that bad. Absolutely. I'm maybe desperate.
Never desperate.
where's that Jillian lady?
No, Jillian. She's chilling.
Now, Patty, tell us about your show and how you got started with Rogers.
Well, I think it was a happy accident because I think I submitted an idea to have somebody on a show.
Right.
And then they called me
want a
to
show.
say, how would you like to come and audition? I said, for what are you talking about? And they said, we'd like you to come and audition. I said, oh, I'm sorry, do you want me to come and audition? I submitted somebody's name for a show. So anyway, I did. I came and auditioned, didn't know what I was auditioning for, and Jim was here and Jen was here. And, they give you 3 takes of doing something. And then I'm thinking, what is this for? I'm not even sure what this is for. What am I doing here? And then I get a call 3 weeks later, because I'm thinking, I'm not sure what that was all about. And then I get a call from Jim, and he's going, can you come and see me? And I went, yeah. And he said, we want you to host a show called Parsons Live. And I'm like, oh, what, me? What? Sort of like what Angel was saying. I'm like dumbstruck. And I'm like, okay, I have had no experience. And he said, yeah, that's okay. We saw something. We think we can run with it. And he said, we'll help you all the help you need. And Parsons Live was born, and true to Jim's word, best crew, best director. I want to shout out to everybody, Jeremiah, Jenny, Johnny, everybody that was here was incredible. And Parsons Live was born, and he really let me have carte blanche, meet people, talk to people, and tell people stories. So, we were really doing some groundwork and telling some pretty breaking stories about trafficking and all sorts of things. It was a really information series on
That's
Parsons Live.
crazy.
So it was great.
And Jim actually mentioned off air to us that aside from Jen, everybody on the show has no background in TV. So, I mean, all of us, they've just, it definitely speaks to their eye.
Yeah.
Or to our egos that they've seen something in each one of us. And, I think when everyone watches Channel 10, they get hooked. And
I agree. And
I think it's something for everyone, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the way he's done shows and picked shows, it was to get information at different levels to everybody, right? So, every show had its own center and its own epicenter, basically. And then he would run with it. And
it's a real community, family kind of station, right? So everybody that came on, like you said, none of us have any experience. I mean, honestly, I was absolutely panicking. I mean, that first show,
Sick to my stomach.
I think I was afraid I was going to look like wild-eyed, or all the moisture was going to go out my.
I used
What
to
am
do
I
this
doing?
flutter. I mean, if you like this flutter, and you're like, oh my God, this looks so horrible. And then I'd start to cry, and I was like, oh my God,
she's
this is
crying.
like, you're just awful.
It's true. I remember that first show. I was sitting there, and you know how you have that instant thought, what the heck am I doing here? What made me think I could do this?
Yes, yeah.
But everyone is just so friendly.
Yeah.
Everyone is so helpful. Jeremiah, bless his heart, is absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it wonderful?
And Jim, it's like, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you know, it's oh, okay.
Okay, we're doing great.
You guys are great.
Very often we bug Jeremiah in the mornings about, you realize that your well-being hosts or lands on our shoulders. How do you feel about that? But he's so much fun.
And there's
everybody
people like Laurie.
Yes,
Who you get to support. I mean, Laurie, bless, she's got a heart of gold. And no matter what it is that you need, she's there to support you, help you, whatever. And that's the feel of the station.
Yeah.
And
I
it
think
makes you feel like you
absolutely
can do things. And I hope that that's what it means for folks watching, is that, you know, it's possible for them
And that there
to-
was support for every time you wanted to tell a story and you wanted to get somebody, they were like, well, how do we help you? How do we get this story to air? And how do we treat it with such respect, right? So there was always the respect for community and making sure we were true to ourselves and to the community, which was, you know, again, wonderful support, and they kept us focused. But, you know, and...
it has been such a pleasure to have both of you, and of course,
thank you, and congratulations on your show.
It's
Yeah,
good. It's
You're doing
been
a
so much
wonderful
fun. Aw, thank you so much.
Stick around. We're going to be. I cut you up. Jen and Joe are next.
Hello there, and welcome to Georgina Life. I'm Jennifer Anderson.
And I'm Joe Connors.
Our very first show.
Very first.
We are thrilled to be here. This might be a naive question. Do they ever come out of the or heart? To close their eyes?
Fabric land.
And they sing. Decide that they're going to take it easy.
Yeah.
Other people decide that they're going to start a brand new business.
Well, you're going to help me make smoothie this morning.
What kind of smoothie?
We're going to make
Well, hello there, and welcome to our first show of the second season of Georgina Life.
completely different
Now, can you see that? You can see that in the monitor.
Oh yeah, I know. Look at that.
Look at it all.
Okay. Okay. At the end of this, all my presents are wrapped. Merry Christmas from Joe Connors. Okay, and Jen is.
Season 3. Hey, everybody, welcome to Season 3 of Georgina Life. I'm Jennifer Anderson.
And I'm Joe Connors.
We have a fabulous show.
Poe's catchphrase is to go, "Pow."
Well,
So I'll have to stay in character for the
That's
whole
right.
duration of the interview, starting now. Pow. Back. Good. And now I'm on top of you. Yep. Although I'm still.
so if you are going to be taught, if you are
Yes.
going to be schooled
Well, and hey,
by
I took him to
anybody,
the mat. What? You know.
no big deal. Life, who knew that they would let us back? I'm Jennifer Anderson.
And I'm Joe Connors. For the start of season 4, get them caramelized. The chicken, when it's ready to go, you go with your tongs. You make sure you have.
So we must be pretty excited. But it's also kind of a sad show.
It's not a sad.
It's a little bit sad. This is Joe's last show here on Georgina Life as my co-host.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Yes. Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Georgina Life. I'm Jennifer Anderson.
I'm Jordan Middlebrook.
Coming up on the show today, we have... You did good.
I tried my
You
best.
said your name.
I said 6 words.
I don't even...
Hi, I am Jordan Middlebrook. Stay here. Okay, I did 7 words.
Out onto the road, turned it around, and backed it right back up, so that when she came out of the house, she could go directly into her car and then go to work.
Well, my husband took it. Thank you to everybody who's here. I think I have popcorn in my hair.
I think I got popcorn on me too. I don't know that.
And this time, officially, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Welcome to Season 5 Georgina Life. I'm Amanda Gray.
I am Jordan Middlebrook.
I'd like to introduce you to something. She introduced herself off the top. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you, my new host. Mom, look at me now. Aw, yeah.
But the only problem with that is that then it ends up being cold, and now you're ripping the hair out. But see, it wasn't even that bad. You didn't even flinch.
If there's anything that everyone knows is that I love Christmas, and of course, that's just weird.
Ice painting, tubing, of course.
The fire over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so stick around because we're going to go have some fun.
Yeah, let's come. Let's pause. So close. No.
3 all the same size. Save it up. I got a week finish, okay? Look, all the bottoms to the top. Pull one out. It doesn't matter which one. Yeah, there's a small.
What?
That's a medium.
How?
And that's a long open. How in the... What the...
Do you believe in magic?
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jordan.
And on the next Georgina Life, we go behind the scenes of the Mudman concert.
Kathy Nesbitt is... Sorry. Spirit power's gone. It's going to throw me off now, like forever. I had a big smile, by the way. Welcome back, of course. What a slow fade. That was really awesome, by the way. That was like mega cool. Georgina Life is well into its 6th season, but it always wasn't hosted by Amanda and myself. The original hosts are sitting with us today, of course. Amanda. Amanda. So
I'm here.
Holy
I'm here.
jeepers creepers. Jen Anderson and Joe Connors are sitting with us today, of course, the original hosts of Georgina Life. Thank you very much for sitting with us today. It is very odd, as the hosts of Georgina Life, that our mirror versions are on the hot seat. They're in the hot seat right now.
Our doppelgangers?
But what is really cool is that you both now host your own shows. Jen, of course, with That's My Story, and Joe with the Traveling Minstrel. Sorry.
That is going to be it. I got to make sure that it's not too much of a mouthful. Joe Connors, the Traveling Minstrel, a new music show. We're in the middle of filming. I just got to say to everybody, keep your eyes posted. It's coming out. It's just a matter of when we get all the content together. So we've already got a couple of episodes filmed out, but we're probably looking September. But you'll just have to keep watching. That's really what it boils down to.
So while we're talking about your first, your new show, The Traveling Minstrel, how did you become involved in Rogers in the beginning?
Open auditions were held for somebody to be the co-host with Jen Anderson. So they're having the auditions outside of the Ice Palace right here. I took it upon myself to do it when I was told about that auditions were being held. I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to go do this. But it was in between teaching lessons. So literally, I finished teaching ukulele to one student. Said, okay, I've got to be back in about an hour. Pieced off. I'm in my Birkenstocks, my store golf shirt. Right?
Very casual.
About as casual it gets. The lady ahead of me, I swear, was in a pantsuit and had a resume and looked all professional. And she had her briefcase and she said, "Here's my resume." And she did her audition. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. This is not going to happen. Okay, but then I sat with Jen. We chatted for a bit on camera, and they said, you know what, we like the chemistry. I believe that's how the conversation went. And I said, I'm down for this. So I got the phone call to do Georgina Life while I was running a summer camp. So I'm in khakis, a ranger hat.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of the woods. I'm bringing the kids back in for a meal, and I'm literally at the mouth of the cookery. And they're like, I get the call from Jim, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of a bad time, but I'm really excited. I think somebody's just literally, this one girl, I think she just like decided to stab her hand into broken glass. So I'm like, medical emergency here, Jim, but I'll call you in a sec. I'm super excited. And yes. And then the rest played out from there. And I gotta say, Jen Anderson is the reason why I felt comfortable doing it, because I had never any experience whatsoever with television, and you, thank the sweet Lord, are what pulled me through from being first episode freaking out, as we saw in the video, to comfortable with the whole TV gig.
That's the first time he's ever called me Jen Anderson.
I know, it's the Janderson. It should be the Janderson. It's Janderson. It's still to this day.
Speaking of Janderson, Jen, you of course have a long history with Rogers in general, but Rogers TV Georgina. How did you get involved?
I started in 1998. I was in college.
I know.
I just finished high school.
Oh, you youngins.
And I needed 100 hours in order to graduate. I needed volunteer hours. Went to my local community station in Richmond Hill, and I had already worked on a national show. And they had a guest, it was a talk show, and when I was volunteering there, I was handing out subs to guests in the audience. That wasn't TV related. So I switched over to community television, and within a month I was on the air. And so started as a reporter, left a few times when I had the babes. There was a lot of times that I left, but came back to host the parenting show. And when that ended, there was an opportunity to have a station up here, and the rest is history. I have to say, you know, for the rest of York Region, Rogers is shared among 8 municipalities. We are the only municipality in York Region to have our own station, and we're very fortunate because it's all local content.
You're absolutely right. And we always talk about Jim, supervising producer Jim. You might know him. I'll tell you about him in a second. He's integral in creating a bunch of, creating the shows, bringing the hosts in. But everyone always mentions you in the same sentence about how you were integral to, helping people out, showing them the ropes. I know Joe had mentioned it with his first show, and when I first hosted with you two, you knew how nervous I was, and I've learned. In the 6 months that we worked together, I've learned everything I know, and it was mostly because of you.
But you taught him well, because he kind of made me feel just as welcome when I came on board too.
Not yet. You're not welcome yet.
But Jen was also very instrumental in making me feel welcome, because she offered her assistance when I came on board as well. So thanks so much for joining us. It's been a blast. Thanks for giving us great shoes to walk into, and stick with us because there's just a tiny bit left today. Bunch of people in one room if you even tried. Thank you so much for joining us for our celebration episode, and we're going to come back, but we're going to go to a really quick video from one of our missing hosts.
Hi, Rogers TV. Happy 5th anniversary. I can't believe we've been on the air that long. Charlene Biggerstaff here from 10 Yoga. Well, I didn't think I would miss this anniversary for the world, but I'm a little busy this morning, as some of you may know, and I can't tell you what a joy it has been to be with the Rogers team, to have the experiences I've had, to be on the mat with so many people in the community, and to provide such great programming, as well as the school programming for our students here locally. Thank you so much for this experience. I miss you guys today. I'm really sorry I can't be there. Happy anniversary.
Of course. And there's also one person we can't forget is our own roving reporter, Jeff Pinchuk. He was also kind enough to have a video for us. So let's see that.
Hey guys, listen, I can't be with you today, but I'm happy I'm here right now. And you know what? I want to pass on my congratulations and celebrations to this wonderful place, Rogers TV. 5-year anniversary, all the hosts that are involved in this channel, I mean, all the volunteers that come out here to help out. You guys make it what it is today. I wish you all a great success for 2017. Keep up the good work that you do. I know that my involvement with Rogers TV has taught me so much over the years, and I was just happy that I was able to come here today just to send my message to you folks and hope that you have a wonderful day.
Well, of course, the 5-year anniversary for the Rogers TV Georgina studio. 5 years ago, around this time, you saw your first episode, and of course, the man who really the heart of the entire studio, of course, Jim Anderson. He's over here somewhere. Oh, there, over there. Oh.
You're thrown off.
Can we just like blow the horns for like 2 minutes? Okay.
Careful what you ask for.
This is why I don't direct shows.
so grateful. I know on behalf of Jordan and I, we're so grateful to be a couple of the newest members of the team, and hopefully soon to be long-standing as well. And I'm not going anywhere. Are you leaving?
Oh.
No, you're not. Not unless he makes us.
I've heard he's persistent. Jim is very persistent. Of course.
Challenge accepted.
If you want to volunteer, if you have a show idea, or you just want to be a guest on our show, you can of course get a hold of us on any of the social media like sites and apps, like Instagram, Facebook, on the website, of course, rogerstv.com. You can find showtimes there at rogerstv.com. And of course, on behalf of Amanda and myself and the entire crew of Georgina Life and the entire family here at Rogers TV Georgina, we're wishing us a happy birthday. And of course,
thank you, viewers.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you, viewers.